Hi everyone, this is Aditya and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about teaching jobs in UAE, and for that what do you need to have before you start applying for the jobs in Dubai, right? Okay. This video is going to be short, right? I'll try to make it as short as possible. What we are going to talk about is qualification, attestation. Then we are going to talk about experience, we are going to talk about validation of experience, we are going to talk about your police clearance certificate, we are going to talk about marriage certificate, right? Okay. Now let's get right into this. First thing, qualification. Before you start applying for the job, please ensure that you have your degrees and certifications right from grade 12. Graduation, that means when I say graduation, for example, you are applying for the science teaching position, so in that case you need to have your BSc. If you're applying for economics teacher, then you need to have your BA honors, right? Third thing is going to be your master degree, that means post graduation, right, in that relevant subject. And fourth one is going to be your Bachelor of Education, that is commonly known as B.Ed, right? So these are the four things that you need to have along with the mark sheet, right? Second comes to the attestation. Now in Dubai, KHDA is the governing authority which ensure that these degrees and certifications are not fake. So what do they do is, there is a process of attestation. What is this attestation? Attestation is simple. So let's say whenever you have to apply for the jobs in Dubai, you have to ensure that your Bachelor of Education, which is B.Ed, and your highest qualification, that means let's say your Masters, these two degrees are going to be attested. Attestation means that they are going to be stamped by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in India and UAE Embassy in India. These are the two governing authorities which are going to put a stamp that these two degrees are genuine, right? Okay. This attestation process takes around 9 to 10 working days. This can be done by any agent, right? If you want me to make a video on this, I can make it. Just mention in the comment, right? So we are done with the qualification for grade 12, graduation, post-graduation, and your Bachelor of Education. Second is attestation. Your Bachelor of Education and your highest qualification is going to be stamped by UAE Embassy and Indian Embassy, right? Third thing is your experience. You need to have 3 to 4 years of experience in your relevant subject, right, in the school, right? That's the major criteria. Then coming to the fourth part is the validation. Now again, the KHDA have to ensure that these experience that you have is genuine. It is not just made up certification or experience letter, right? Okay. So please make sure that when you have 3 to 4 years of experience in the relevant subject, you have experience letters. So in an year of 4 to 5 years, let's say you have changed 2 schools, right? So you need to have valid experience letters from these 2 schools, right? That's first thing. Second thing, KHDA has to ensure that these are genuine. So what they're going to do is, your employer is going to send a reference letter to your previous employers, especially to the principal. So from last 2 schools, the last 2 schools principals are going to receive the reference letter from your employer. So the time of interview, they're going to ask the email ID of your current principal and your previous principal. They're going to receive a letter, right? Basically a format. It will consist about 15 to 20 questions. These questions are basically based on your performance. For example, how many leaves he has been taking, the candidate has been taking, right? How was she teaching? How was she with children's, right? What were his or her teaching strategy, right? Was he using a lot of progress check, AFLs, CFU, all these things, right? Okay. So the principal has to ensure that, that he is putting the right ticks in your reference letter, because that is going to play a very vital role in your job confirmation, right? So for example, the reference letter is going to consider 10 pointers. Out of these 10 pointers, if you're getting less than 8 pointers, then your employer is not going to consider it, right? Okay. Right. So we're done with qualification, we are done with attestation, we are done with experience, right? And validation of experience is done by sending the reference letter to your previous employers. Your previous employer has to write everything. He has to put the school stamp. Kindly ensure the school needs to put a stamp, then he's going to send it back to the employer, right? And then they're going to validate it, right? Okay. Coming to the fifth part is going to be your educational skills, right? Or basically tools we are talking about. Here in UAE, especially in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the teaching is majorly done on the interactive screen. You will hardly find the markers. Teachers are not using markers or whiteboard or the chalkboard. Nothing is like that, right? Okay. They're using the interactive screens, and in that case, most of your lessons will be on the PowerPoint presentation. So you should be well versed in the PowerPoint presentation skills, right? Then you should be well versed with the Microsoft tools like Word, like Excel. You should be well aware and well versed in using the progress check tools, for example, Padlet, Quizzes, right? There are n number of tools. Kindly make sure that you are well versed about these things, right? Okay. Now, coming to the criminal background check. That's very important. So KHDA has to ensure that, do you see that what's a foolproof procedure they have, right? Okay. And that's the reason why only few people make up to UAE or Dubai, right? Okay. Because the process is so strong and strict that it really filters out the cream of the teaching profession, right? When we talk about the criminal background, you need to have a police clearance certificate. It is commonly known as PCC, right? If you get a confirmation, then you need to have your PCC certificate, police clearance certificate from your town, right? So if you are staying in a particular town, the nearest town, you need to visit that. You need to ask for the PCC certificate. This will take at least 15 days. Why am I giving you these timeline is because most of the candidates, when they get a confirmation and they start doing these documentation, attestation, it takes more than the time period which this employer has given you. So let's say employer asks you that when you can join, and you're not aware about these things, and you'll be like 15 days maximum. I need to give a notice period of 15 days or maybe 1 month. This process might take more than that. So what I'm trying to do is, if you're already ready with these documentation, right, then you have a better chance to grab this job, right? Okay. So police clearance certificate ensures that you do not have any criminal background, right? Okay. There is no FIR on something, or nothing bad you have done or something like that. Okay. You are clean as slate, right? The last thing is, if you are married, then you need to have your marriage certificate, right? Because in India, we do not actually go with the marriage certification. But if you are married, please ensure that you have a marriage certificate with you. If not, you can apply. It's a very simple process. Hardly take 4 to 5 working days. You can get to a court, ask any advocate, he can get this marriage certificate, right? Once you receive this marriage certificate, get it translated to Arabic. It's easy. Any typewriter will do it, right? Okay. Get it translated to Arabic, right? Okay. Because that will be required once you arrive here in Dubai, right? Okay. Now, these are the main things which is required from your end before you start applying for the jobs in Dubai, right? Okay. Kindly make sure that you need all these things. Just to recap again, you need to have qualification. Under qualification 4, we have grade 12. We have graduation in the relevant subject. You need to have your master's. You need to have B.Ed. Then the second thing was attestation. Then you have to have your B.Ed and your highest qualification stamped by UAE Embassy and Indian Embassy. The third thing is experience. You need to have at least 3 to 4 years of experience in your relevant subject you are applying, right? Fourth thing, the validation of experience basically. So in that case, your last 2 employers will be, or the principal will be sent a reference letter from your employer with certain questions which they have to write it and send it back with the school stamp, right? Then we talked about the police clearance certificate. In that case, it is going to take around 15 days. Kindly ensure that you are well versed and you have already started talking with your nearby police station that I need this police clearance certificate, and you need to mention that it is to go abroad, okay? Because there are different type of PCC certificates. One is for the government jobs, one is for the foreign, right? So please make sure that you mention to the nearby police station that I need this PCC for my job in abroad, right? And the last one is the marriage certificate, right? Get the marriage certificate, get it translated to Arabic language, and you're good to go, right? Okay. When we talk about the visa, the money for the visa will be refunded or will be given by your employer. You don't have to worry about these things. There are n number of other things also. If you need any of these things to be, to be in much detail, I can make a video on that. Please mention it in the comments. Thank you so much. All the best. I wish that you get a very well paid job in Dubai as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Bye bye.